Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Season 8, Episode 2 of my podcast on supernatural encounters. Last week, I shared about black magic. In the Chinese version, we call it 下降头. Today, I will share about something that may interest some of you who are curious and want to explore the ways to see ghosts. So I'm going to share 8 different ways to see ghosts according to Thailand culture. It may or may not work. So if you like to try, go ahead and let me know the outcome. Now, we all understand that Thailand is filled with horror stories and they're very renowned for that. And their stories will send shivers down your spine and may even cause you to lose your sleep for not just one day, but could be over a week. I guess some of you could relate to this. If the movie Shutter wasn't terrifying enough for you, you can try some of the methods suggested by some supernatural experts. Some work, some didn't work, depending on individuals and the methods you use and the occasions. Remember, it may not always turn out the way you expected. So use these methods at your own discretion. Take note that some images may be not pleasant. So prepare yourself for that. Now, the first method is to comb your hair in front of a mirror at midnight. This is a method used by many influencers seeking a thrill. According to Thai traditional belief, staring in the mirror around midnight may allow one to witness someone else's reflection, but not yourself. So combing your hair signals an invitation to the surrounding spirits that may cause you to lose your bearings, hopefully temporary. Now, this is the instruction for you to do if you want to summon the spirit using this method. Number 1, you have to wait for midnight to strike. Number 2, with a lit candle, turn off all the lights in the room, so the only source of light comes from the flame of the candle. Number 3, comb your hair in front of the mirror until the candle's flame extinguishes. Lastly, take a closer look and see the reflection. It won't be you. Now, you may ask this question: how can I reverse the spell to protect myself? Number 1, you can quickly throw away the comb as far away as possible. Number 2, turn yourself away from the mirror to drive the entity away, but that's not enough. Last step. In Thai Buddhist belief, you must make merry and pray for that spirit at a temple afterwards to protect yourself from bad spirits and lingering ghosts. So go to the temple, pray, not enough, donate money to the temple to make merit for this spirit that you summon. If you don't follow these steps, the spirit is there to linger around you. The second method is a familiar method shown in some movies, is to look between your legs. Please take note, this is not a yoga pose. Even though the summoning technique involves more leg work, bending over and looking between your legs. This is one of the most popular methods. Now, almost 50% of the people, according to a survey, claim that really encounter a ghost using this practice. So be careful. This is the instruction if you are to follow this method. Number 1, head over to a place with a lot of grass, like a field or a yacht. Grab a fallen leaf from any tree nearby. Number 3, stand near the tree while facing towards the east. Yes, towards the east. Slowly rotate yourself counterclockwise or anti-clockwise 3 times while chanting this Butto Taya 3 times. This is a Buddhist chant that's translated to divine Dharma, and saying the words allowed divine light to enter one's soul and mind. On the third rotation, stop when you directly face the west. Calmly bend over forward between your legs with your eyes closed. Once you open your eyes, you should be met with a different companion. Make sure not to run as they will end up following you. Oh, sounds very scary. But if you want to reverse this spell, quickly dispose the leaf, rotate yourself clockwise 3 times without any chance. You may go home afterwards, but do not run back because that entity will follow you if you dare to run. Blow on tap water 3 times and chant Putto, which means Dharma, 3 times. Splash your face 3 times with the same water. Make merry afterwards to the ghost at a nearby temple. I really don't recommend this method. It sounds very scary. The third method is sleeping in a coffin. Sounds very familiar as well. Coffins, as we know, are respectful space reserved for the deceased. It can be very difficult to imagine ourselves laying in this confined space. For some people, it is considered one of the worst nightmares. This coffin method is said to bring thrill seekers to meet their personal guide to the underworld. So the rules require that the traveler hold a coin in their mouth. This is similar to Greek folklore, where any valuables that are on the person at that time that they perish are then taken into afterlife. It works almost the same way in other folklore like Islam. Instead, you'll be lying in a coffin with a coin in your mouth. So this is the instruction. Number 1, place a coin in your mouth before entering the casket. Lay in the casket holding a lotus flower between your palms, like doing a Y. Simply close your eyes and focus on trying to summon your guide. Open your eyes and you'll be met with a spirit. To be guided into your afterlife, you need to give them your coin. To get yourself out of this, you only have to leave the coffin and make sure you make merit for the guide. Wow. Now, the fourth method is the Thai version of the Ouija board. I'm not sure if anyone has played this before. The Ouija board is a very classic way to communicate between our world and the spirit. Thais have their own version that is very popular among school children, many of whom claim they have actually spoken to ghosts through this Ouija board. Sure or not? Wow. Okay, for those who are very interested in summoning the ghost through this method, requires a piece of paper, a pen, and an empty glass or a coin. And please take note that this method can only be used by those who actually can read and understand Thai. The players must remain composed at all times. If you emit negative or nervous energy during the ritual, the spirit may follow you consistently. Here's what you need to do. Number 1, set up the board first by writing all of the Thai alphabet, including tone markers, on an empty sheet of paper like what you see in the diagram. Ensure that you place an exit panel on the board before starting the game, meaning have the word goodbye written on it as well. Have an empty glass or even a coin. One of these will be used as a communication tool between you and the spirits in the other world. Once this is set up, you may begin playing the game. How to play the game? Number 1, every person's finger must be on the communication tool, which is the glass or the coin. Chant Putto Thaya. If this is being done in a group, members must chant this in unison. The object need to move by itself after someone has asked questions from the summoned one. When you're ready to end the game, follow these measures. You have to do the spell reversal to protect yourself. Number 1, place your communication tool on the goodbye panel. Remove the communication tool from the board Apologize to the spirit for disturbing by summoning them. And lastly, remember to make merry and pray for them at the temple. If you don't follow these instructions accordingly, the spirit will follow you for days. Let me remind you again, you have to go to the temple to make merry when you carry out this activity. The next way, which is the fifth way to see ghosts, is to leave offerings for the ghosts. So some of you may have noticed plates of food with incense sticks along pavement while walking around cities in Thailand. Now, this is how Thais make offerings to the spirit houses. They also feed the spirit that live along the streets, which is what these little meals are for. If you're observant enough, you will see that. So leaving offerings out and inviting the spirits to have a meal together is actually a very popular summoning method. So to get instant result, follow this instruction. Number one, go to a place that is known to be populated with spirit. So this place could be a temple or the site of a tragedy or even a cemetery. Place the platter of food that you prepared on the ground. Hit the plate of food with a utensil repeatedly. Once you hit the plate, wait for the entity to appear. To do the spell reversal, which means you have decided it's time to part ways with your guest, you could walk away. Now, this may sound a bit rude, but this is the best way to end your meal, is to thank them for making the effort to join your meal and making merry for them later. So the last step of every method is the same. Make merry for them and pray for them. Number 6, I find this method quite easy, which is to swallow your saliva in front of a mirror. This method is similar to the hair combing technique, but involves swallowing your spirits. So the instruction is, number 1, face away from the mirror, and exactly 11:54 p.m. Yes, 11:54 p.m. Swallow your saliva 1 time a minute. After the 6th gulp at midnight, slowly turn towards the mirror with your eyes closed. Lastly, swallow your saliva for the 7th time. So 11:54 to 12 is around 6 minutes. So every 1 minute you swallow once per minute. And then by 12 a.m., you swallow for the 7th time, and the entity will be there when you open your eyes. But throughout the process of swallowing, you should close your eyes. In order to drive off the ghost, you have to close your eyes, swallow again for the 8th time. If they refuse to leave, apologize and promise to make merry to them. Go to a temple and make merry for them. Lastly is to cover yourself with a blanket and chant. Remember, many of us believe that hiding under the blanket is going to save us. Well, that belief was debunked by Japanese horror movie Ju-on, where the ghost surprises characters underneath the blanket. So this is how you should summon ghosts using this under the blanket method. Number 1, close your eyes and cover yourself with a blanket. Chant Mao 7 times and open your eyes. This recite means Lord Buddha is the highest form of Dharma. Boo! Your guests appear. Unfortunately, there isn't a direct way to reverse the spell. Just pray very hard and remember to make merry to the spirit or entity later. There's one more method, which is the hide and seek method. Playing hide and seek at night can be quite scary, and it's actually one of the dangerous way to summon spirit. This method actually ties back to Thai legend that says that spirit actually come out at night and are more confident to lurk in the dark because of the lack of light. There have been instances of spirits clocking players. Ooh. Some seekers actually witness mysterious shadows that they mistook for hiders. So in one case, some players were even possessed and required an experienced exorcism to drive the entity out from the victim's body. So if you want to have a sure way to reverse the spell, you need to have a black cat handy. So this is an instruction to use this method, which is an extremely dangerous method. Number one, play hide and seek at night until experience supernatural activity. To reverse the effect, you need a black cat to walk past you. So unless you have a trusty black cat, there's no way to drive the entity away. So this is the most dangerous and deadly method. So in summary, I like to emphasize that Thai actually see a very thin portal between the supernatural world and our human dimension. We believe that spirits are not only present in our daily life, but they also take an action that either works in or against our favor. So do access very carefully before you undertake any of these rituals. For believers who don't believe in the existence of ghosts, you may not want to try and put yourself into the unknown because these stories have been told for a reason. So if you want to share more stories about the about your own encounters, please do let me know. So have a good time. Hope you enjoy yourself and do support my channel and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. So thank you.